Hi, my name is Ellen Scarrett and I'm a part of the Subaru High5 Women's Development Team.
Hi, my name is Shannon. This is my first time in Europe. Tomorrow we'll be going to Turin for our first race. I thought I'd get a quick massage to loosen up the legs.
Hi, my name is Jess and I'm looking forward to being a part of the Subaru High5 development team with a great bunch of teammates, and I can't wait to get our first tours underway.
Hi, my name's Janelle. I'm currently preparing for Turin. This will be my second time racing the event. I'm classed as a climber, so the last few stages had some quite hard terrain and it should suit me quite well.
Hi, my name's Kimberly Wells and I'm a sprinter, and I'm here in Italy to make my mark on the European road racing scene.
You girls are you would be a bit known around the bunch now, but you girls are all new to the European scene. And it's very, very, very important to establish your credentials as bike riders very, very quick. So you go, you get your position, and you fight about it. You fight for it. That's really important. Because once you've established that credential, they stop giving you shit. And then as a matter of fact, they're gonna start looking positively upon you. They're like, okay, fine, so I can get into a breakaway with her because I know she's gonna ride, I know she's gonna get to the finish.
Yeah.
And I know there's no point going to try to get the wheel off her because, I got an elbow in the ribs the last couple of times, so I'll try to do something like that.
I think it's really important in the first couple of races that you move around the bunch together, like really together, so it looks like you know what you're doing and it's not just this Australian girl spread over the bunch. So look for each other and move around the bunch together in the first, it only is going to take 1 day or 2 days, and then they realise that you're here as a team, a united team, and you know what you're doing.
Communication, really, really, really important. Okay, talk to one another all the time when you're on the bike. One of you is going to be team captain on more occasions than one. I suspect is going to be Jess. Again, it's very, very important. Whatever the team captain calls is on the road is what we do. There's no discussion about it. But we're much stronger as a team than we are individually. But that means that everybody essentially signs a contract with one another for every single race that we go to, saying, okay, fine, so this is what you're doing today, this is what you're doing today. And listen, we can have discussion and very, very robust discussions during the team meetings as to what it is that we're going to do and why we're doing it, and disagreements and all that kind of stuff. All of that is fine. That's what needs to happen in the briefs and in the debriefs. But once you walk out of your room, that's it. We've signed a pact, we've signed a contract, and this is what we do.
Last year we nearly lost Corey McConville to a deep vein thrombosis incident, so this year we decided to participate into a study that helps us to identify markers of deep vein thrombosis in elite bike riders, elite sports people.
When we first got off the plane, after the long haul flight, we came straight here and had our blood taken. We all wanted to go for a coffee and ended up in the pathology lab.
It's the European Training Centre. We've got the Australian girls just arrived over from Australia, so they've had a long flight. They've been here for a day, rolled their legs out on the bike, first training session today, and they're recovering in these recovery pools, so they're in a hot spa, and then they're going to spend 5 minutes in the cold pool, which is only 12 degrees. So it's very hard and intimidating and difficult to get in, but once they're in there, they stay in there for 5 minutes, and then they'll hop back in the hot. So they'll do hot-cold for about 20 minutes, and then that'll help them with their recovery.
This pool is 12 degrees, so it's freezing. That pool over there is 34 degrees, so there's a bit of a difference between the two. Yeah, it works. And it also helps us make our legs feel better after the really long haul flight and with the jet lag. So yeah, lots of things that it's going to help us with.
And we're staying in Varese at the European Training Centre, and it's been absolutely incredible. I've never been to Europe before, and it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience. This is huge. This is the step into my career. It feels like a step in the right direction, and it's finally a step up that I've made, and it's been, you know, a long time coming. And so now that I'm here, I'm ready to prove myself, and I'm so eager, and I have that desire for it. So I am scared for a part of it, but I'm really excited at the same time.
Males are guaranteed. There's a minimum wage for males in cycling as a professional rider. For females, there's no minimum wage.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely a big difference. I mean the budgets of the teams in men's cycling is a lot more. I think the level of racing in the women's peloton is actually really good. It's hard sometimes because you don't get to see the women's race like you get to see the men's race. We're watching the tour now, we can watch every second of a 3-week race for the men, whereas a lot of the great racing that the women are doing, you don't get to see it necessarily.
Yeah, like we just had one of the only women's Grand Tour, the Giro, and you don't get to see it in Australia. We got to watch a little bit of it here, but it's not televised at all in Australia.
Yeah. And it was awesome.
Yeah, the atmosphere was awesome.
But I think there's a lot of women on bikes though, a lot more than there used to be.
Yeah,
just generally.
it's definitely growing.
Yeah.
Like, it's getting a lot better.
Yeah.
And the budget's getting higher as well.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Yeah.
It's also the most secured area that we have in here, so the junior national team bikes, some left over from a few years ago, all the control equipment that's been kept here. And this is the national team area, the national team cage. So on the left-hand side, you're going to have all the equipment for the under-23s, and then on the right-hand side is all the national team equipment for the women's road program. And then we move to the next cage. I'll draw your attention actually to a very important point. So we have to fit all of your race bikes in the back here. And on top of the car, we have to fit as many passengers as we can on the 6 seats here. And then this is all the room that we've got for the Swanee equipment, some of the spare clothing like helmets and that kind of stuff, and your suitcases. So can I make the point again I was making earlier, that you need to pack very, very smartly about what you take on tour. Just get started on trying to find a helmet that fits you, try to adjust the straps.
You gotta check the aero position.
That's the 2-in-1. 2-in-1. 2-in-1 and 4-in-1, 4-in-1. So I'll start you with that, okay? There should be enough just to get training started.
That looks like my height.
How about the height?
Don't drop yourself down. Yeah, well that's it.
Well, we are just making a quick adjustment on the time trial positions following the measurements that were provided to us, because obviously every bike is different, so we always need to make some fine adjustment.
And the edge of this saddle. Yeah, pretty good. I gave my measurements in just before we came over, so it's all been set up to my exact measurements. Never ridden on that saddle before. It'll be interesting, but it's mostly short time trials.
You happy?
Yeah.
Looks great, cool.
Are you able to just
Didn't see it, but it looked great.
do you want to just
Yeah, sure. I mean, there's not much we can do, but it looks bloody good already.
Over the course of Brindisi, we're going to have about 10 minutes worth of climbing, self-paced. I just want to make sure that at some point or another over the course of the climb, you really start digging. But it's really important that at some point during the climb of Brindisi, you open the gas, all right? Once we've done that, we just regroup everybody at the top, and now we'll just find our way to the back roads here and make our way back here. That should give you about 75 kilometers or so.
Headspace, I think it's probably good if you start thinking of, if I was in a race doing this, what's the best way we can do it together?
And again, it's about being assertive. You just want to make sure you're assertive, because that's going to come down to what you're doing in the bunch as well too. If you're assertive, then people will respect you very quick. But if you're sort of wishy-washy and you know, like what we saw just now, then you're going to get eaten for breakfast.
We're in the final phase of training. We're going up this 4-kilometer climb, Brindisi, which is very famous for doing strength endurance. And the purpose for me was to make sure that they stop being shy about what they're doing on the bike and really commit themselves to a hard effort. So we're certainly getting that. I think they're very nervous. You know, for a lot of them, this is completely uncharted territory, and they know that they're starting at the top. They're not going to start with an easy race. They start with just about the toughest race they can do. So they're very nervous about that, and they would have heard from a couple of girls who've been here before about this racing. So, but that's a good thing, actually. You want them to be apprehensive, you want them to be nervous.
Yeah, you've got a lot of mountains here.
No traffic lights, or barely any.
A bit more fluid on the traffic rules over here in Italy.
Yeah,
which is fine, you just got to go with the flow.
Just a dark yellow, it's never a red light.
Yeah, it's an Italian red.
It's a challenge. You don't know where you are, you don't know the language, you have no family here. You know maybe 5 or 6 other people, but you're expected to race at that same level you can when you're at home. I'm ready.
I think everyone's really excited to be as a team, racing as a team for the first time with their first sort of tour overseas, so it'll be interesting to see sort of how quickly we can all get together and learn the bunch skills and things like that. So, yeah, I think we're definitely.
I think I could taste it out there on the bike today. You know, towards the end of our ride, when everyone's getting going and that kind of thing, you know, you could feel that people were twitchy to race. So that's a good sign. I was pretty close. Yeah, no, straight in. Thanks.
It's been a long journey to get here. And it's definitely, they've made it a hard one and definitely made it more worth it with everything that we've had to overcome to achieve this. We have made it, which is a relief, but you can't relax too much because we're not quite there.
I think it's really cool to come here. It feels like a holiday at the moment because we're not racing, but once we get into it, I'm sure we'll be tired and wanting to go home, but it's just the most amazing experience, and all the hard work is paying off, and you can see that everyone here has worked really hard and we're all on form, and it's exciting. We're about to start our first pro race and it's like, I can't believe I'm actually here.
Una con mozzarella e una sin
He's like, and I was like, yeah. And then he's like, trying to ask me how far I rode, so I just picked up my Garmin and showed him. And then he was like clapping, and then he pointed up to the mountains, and I was like, yeah.
Let's get Vicky.
Go quickly. Poverty-stricken person. Hubbo. Chocolate biscuit. Chocky Biggie. Afternoon. Hubbo.
St. Vincent de Paul. Ladies. Sunglasses. Sunnies.
Are you living the dream, Ray? You're dreaming.
So we've got to put bikes in. So we've got to take everything out. Yeah, so we need to take all this out.
Front wheels out as the bikes come to Ray, please. Hold on, we were going to put the spare bikes on the roof.
Just bring everything around to where I can see everything.
A set of tires on the rims, and then a set of spare tires. Yeah, everybody was given a set, or 2 sets. 1 set or 2 sets? Yeah, everybody got 1 set, and then I have a couple of more sets. One, 2, 3, 4.
No, not the valve extenders. What country are you in, Ray?
What I would like you to do now is just close your eyes and think back to selection camp.
All right. Now think back to when you were sitting on the room when that first cut was made. How was your heart rate? Okay, how much did you want to be here? How much was your heart rate going when you got called into your individual meetings with Marv, Rochelle, and I to tell you, what was going to happen? How badly did you want it? Pretty bad? You can open your eyes now. This is the reality. We're here. We are here. You have made it. Now we have to convert it. Will it be hard? Yes. Will you get pushed around? Yes. But you will push back. So this is an opportunity that every other girl that was at camp would have died for. You guys have earned it, and we're going to actually make it pay dividends. When we go out and start racing in 2 days' time, you are going to wear that jersey with pride, and you are going to race hard and smart. You deserve to be here. So let's convert it, okay? Sound like a plan?